At 6, school safety. It's been a concern for parents everywhere in the wake of the park shooting in Florida. Who can forget these pictures? Kids running out of the school with their hands up, surrounded by police and SWAT officers. Now, in the wake of that shooting, North Carolina created a school safety subcommittee, which was tasked with ways to improve safety at schools across the state. Among the ideas to put more mental health specialists inside schools. Right now, there are only an average of one school psychologist to every 2,100 students. That compares to a 1 to 700 student ratio that a national psychologist group recommends. So what's the role of a school psychologist and how can they help make schools safer? NBC Charlotte's Ashley Daly dug into this today and joins us from Fort Mill.
Fort Mill Schools is one of the smallest districts in our area with just 15 schools, but the amount of mental health services students here have access to is huge. Life for students today is proving tougher than it was for generations before them. Research shows a broad array of psychological disorders, including depression and anxiety, are skyrocketing. Most talked about right now, mental illness and its correlation to mass shootings. After the Parkland school shooting, President Trump tweeting, "So many signs the shooter was mentally disturbed." To make schools safer, some have suggested hard security measures to protect against those wanting to attack the school. Others say schools need more mental health specialists, arguing they can get the student the help he or she needs before ever lashing out.
We bring a very large piece to that puzzle as behavioral mental health specialists.
Karen Monahan is a trained school psychologist with Fort Mill Schools. She says roughly 80% of children in need of mental health services never receive them. And when they do, those services usually come from their school.
You have the school counselor, then you have the psychologist. You also have behavior interventionists and mental health counselors as well.
The National Association of School Psychologists says there should be one school psychologist per 700 students. Fort Mill is one of the only school districts in the area to exceed the recommendation, with one in nearly every school and a dozen additional mental and behavioral health specialists.
They might look specifically at that student's behavior or their emotional factors or their academics, depending on kind of what the concerns are.
For comparison, Cabarrus County has one school psychologist for every 1,800 students. At CMS, one for every 2,100. But the need is seen in numbers. During the last school year, CMS says their school psychologists participated in 79 risk assessments and intervened in over 200 crisis situations. Not only do many feel that by adding mental health specialists, schools will be better able to avoid threats from within, but they also say they improve a student's overall education just by being there, offering support to students through whatever they may be going through. In Fort Mill, Ashley Daly, NBC Charlotte.